At Adaba FM, we'll not only give you news at the speed of nanosecond, but we'll also break it down with up-to-date analysis, informed opinions, and distinct professionalism. That's why you love us. Adaba 88.9 FM, your go-to station.
It's midday. Good afternoon. I'm Adeola Adekunle with Global News. In the news, court adjourns old Naira notes case to February 22 as 9 other states join suit. Death toll in Turkey and Syria earthquake now over 41,000. Cyclone kills 4 people in New Zealand.
This is the news.
The Supreme Court sitting in Abuja has adjourned a hearing in the suit banning the use of the old Naira note to Wednesday, February the 22nd, 2023. The 3 states filed the suit against the federal government, seeking a restraining order to stop the full implementation of the Naira redesign policy of the Central Bank of Nigeria. In a new development, 9 states have filed to join the suit initially filed by Kogi, Kaduna, and Zamfara states. The states are Katsina, Lagos, Cross River, Ogun, Ekiti, Ondo, and Sokoto states, bringing the new total of plaintiffs to 10. On the other hand, Edo and Bayelsa filed to be joined as respondents. The 7-man panel led by Justice John Okoro ordered them to amend their processes to be heard as one. Meanwhile, pending hearing, the old order to suspend the ban of the now older 200, 500, and 1,000 Naira notes subsists. The World Health Organization (WHO) has intensified surveillance after Equatorial Guinea confirmed an outbreak of the Marburg virus, a highly infectious and deadly disease similar to Ebola, which killed 9 people in the country. The UN agency convened an emergency meeting on Tuesday with a representative of the Marburg Virus Vaccine Consortium, MARVAC, to discuss the vaccine and the therapeutic solutions to the virus and outline research priorities. The organization's representative in the country, Judge Ame, said surveillance in the field has been intensified. The organization also deployed health emergency experts in epidemiology, case management, infection prevention, laboratory, and risk communication to boost the country's response. Last week, Equatorial Guinea quarantined more than 200 people and restricted movement in Kiantem province after detecting an unknown hemorrhagic fever. And now the death toll from the Turkey-Syria earthquake has crossed 41,000. Turkish authorities say 35,418 people have been killed in the country. Also, Syrian government and United Nations said more than 5,800 people died in Syria. Russia has held at least 6,000 Ukrainian children and probably many more in Russian-occupied Crimea and Russia itself in actions that might constitute a war crime. This is according to a new study backed by the United States. Researchers from the Yale School of Public Health's Humanitarian Research Lab said they had identified at least 43 camps and other facilities where Ukrainian children as young as 4 months old were held and whose primary purpose appeared to be political re-education. Reports say multiple camps endorsed by the Russian Federation are advertised as integration programs with the apparent goal of integrating children from Ukraine into the Russian government's vision of national culture, history, and society. You're on to Global News. from Adaba 88.9 FM Akure, transmitting from Ilaramokin. After the break, cyclone kills 4 people in New Zealand. Details in the second part of the bulletin. Join us again.
The news on Adaba 88.9 FM.
Glad to have you back for news updating live streaming. Visit our website www.adaba889.fm or download Adaba FM app on Google Play Store. You can be part of us on our social media platforms www.facebook.com/adabafm88.9 on Facebook, at Adaba889FM on Instagram and Twitter, and Adaba FM TV on YouTube. To provide us information via email, visit newsroom@adaba889.fm. Until the rest of the bulletin. Russia may be planning to launch attacks on Ukraine with heavy air power to break a battlefield deadlock, as NATO intelligence indicates Moscow is assembling fighter jets and helicopters near the border. NATO officials say the deployment of aircraft would mean it is crucial to get air defense systems into Ukraine as fast as possible, as Russia has intensified its offensive with the anniversary of its invasion upcoming. U.S. Defense Chief Lloyd Austin, speaking at NATO's headquarters in Brussels, where officials were meeting, noted Ukraine's air defenses at the moment were not enough. He said NATO is going to keep pushing until it gets more because of the threats. New Zealand officials say at least 4 people, including a child, have died in the devastation of Cyclone Gabrielle, which has caused significant flooding and landslides across the North Island. Today, officials confirmed that a child's body was found in Orcas Bay, one of the worst affected regions. Rescue helicopters there had rescued about 300 people stranded on rooftops. The cyclone has moved away from New Zealand, but about 10,500 people were still displaced as at this morning. Prime Minister Chris Hipkins said there were also several people missing, for whom the police do hold grave concerns. Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has summoned China's ambassador to convey his concern following reports that a Chinese Coast Guard vessel had engaged in dangerous maneuvers and used a military-grade laser to impede a Philippine ship in the South China Sea. The president's office said that China's ambassador to the Philippines, Huang Zilian, was called to a meeting on Tuesday afternoon. During the meeting, Marcos Jr. criticized the behavior of China's Coast Guards on February the 6th near 2nd Thomas Shore, which is known as Ayungin Shore, in the Philippines. The Philippine Foreign Ministry said China had engaged in acts of aggression in the South China Sea. The ministry's spokesperson, Teresita Daza, said the development is disturbing and disappointing. And sport. Arsenal will be hosting Manchester City today. Arsenal's hopes of a first league title since 2004 rely heavily on this match, but its significance stems from the fact that it is the first staging of a rivalry that could possibly dominate the English Premier League for the next few years. Liverpool against Manchester City has been the league's flagship fixture for the past few years, and while it is still early days, the Arsenal-City rivalry appears to have the makings to take over that mantle. In the 8 days of Ivory under Arsene Wenger, Manchester City meandered mid-table, struggling to establish themselves in their own city. Wenger's first title on English soil in 1998 coincided with Manchester City's relegation from the First Division for the second time in 3 years. The tables turned after City's takeover by Sheikh Mansour in 2008. They clinched the title for the first time in 2012 and have won the league in 4 of the last 5 seasons under Pep Guardiola. And now to end global news, a recap of our top stories. The Supreme Court sitting in Abuja has adjourned a hearing in the suit banning the use of the old Naira notes to Wednesday, February the 22nd, 2023, just as 9 other states have joined the suit. The death toll from the Turkey-Syria earthquakes has crossed to 41,000. New Zealand officials say at least 4 people, including a child, have died in the devastation of Cyclone Gabrielle, which has caused significant flooding and landslides across the North Island. And that's Global News. It was edited by Sunday Ajiboye, Adeola Adekunle. Thank you for listening. Good afternoon.